Welcome to the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel, and we're going to go over some Jamaican news today. Uh, what I'm going to tell you, whenever these guys want to make money, I'm going to tell you something. They have a way of how they try to get their bag. And the crazy thing about whenever they might try to make money, they might always try to make it out for people, working people. Nobody are talking about the rich. Everybody always about the working people, them the 9 to 5 people, them and thing there. I'm not. I mean, I don't smoke weed, not my thing. I mean, to each his own. I mean, some of them people even will smoke the weed, and if you start taking care of themselves, because some of them teeth dirty and they look like zombie, and some people just look wash out. Like if people can maintain a habit when they coming towards smoking these exotic things, them should just leave it alone. But that's not the point. The fact of the matter is this: is that the government are gonna always need money, and whenever they need money, them are gonna always try to squeeze the working people, the people that might do the 9 to 5 and them thing there. So then basically I said $10,000 fine if you're caught smoking weed while driving on under new road traffic act. I may see them even have some video out there where them are show people just get pulled over and they the police officer pressure them. People got a couple of skits and stuff like that. Like when they go to Jamaica, them have this thing where they say you're on the right or the left. The right is where they write the ticket. The left is where you leave a thing. Because as you know, the officer them have to do it upon them hustle and they must say they're not getting no good pay. So the Jamaica Constabulary Force has announced a new road regulation which prohibits motorists from smoking. They also have that in America too. So I guess Jamaica pick up American kind of laws and stuff like that. Everything them people at this short them run gonna pick it up too. So yeah, that's considered drunk driving if you get caught here with that. So the smoking of ganja while around the steering wheel is pretty much, they must say, is a fine. The new traffic act was announced via social media today as the government new road traffic act RTA 2018 came into effect. So this is all this came about. In the tweet, the JFC alerted the public that driving while high attracts a fine of $10,000. How much that is that? Oh, that's $100, right? Yeah, that's $100 US. The tweet read, "If we see you rolling, smoking, you will be ticketed. You can be fined up to $10,000 driving high." And I think this come because somebody must have made a post about it, and the thing pick up a lot of traction. Like it got a lot of buzz. Like look how much rainy and the people like I retweet and I talk about it. I mean, you think so just because they make weed legal, they're not gonna have some kind of stipulation in it and like kind of clause and stuff like that. Like, yo, they're gonna still try to find you. The message was accompanied by an image of someone holding a joint while driving. The tweet, which has over 1,209K view, sparked a question regarding whether or not the regulation applies to cigarette. Hmm, who knows? On Twitter, we say one Twitter user inquired, "What if I'm not smoking, but the passenger is?" And what another user commented, "So you imply another way to extort Jamaican or leech of Jamaicans? How can you find a citizen for using a non-illegal substance in their own personal vehicle? Isn't that violate the constitutional rights?" Listen, people. Me know say when I watch them movie and you see end the world and stuff like that, you see the same government when I put in the office, I same government I got pressure on and tearing it down. This is why I'm not even in the voting team because personally it's a waste of time. It no matter which party you vote for, Democrat, Republican, JLP or PNP, them niggas they in the office I got pressure you and make sure say them squeeze you for every little thing you have. You understand? Good afternoon. Nice haircut. Thanks. I try everything. Fact scam, taking advantage of people. I mean, who else them to take advantage of? They gotta do what they gotta do. Not dirty tweet. Yeah, them are gonna do what them have to do, and them are gonna squeeze the people. Them. That's what them have to do. Yeah. So yeah, even if you're in America, you're gonna get fined. If you're in Jamaica, you get fined. $100 back home. Because what $100 be like almost $10,000 back home, right? So if my calculations are correct. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so them have another new thing now what them are trying to do. Cause me I tell you, them politician here, them politician here are gonna squeeze people. So Prime Minister Holness re-examined the new Road Traffic Act after what's the outcry of motorists about child-based seat. Now imagine you drive your car and you have to put in a a child-based seat in the car and that. Who the bumper clat put that in a car? Yo, the mandatory requirement for a child restraint seat public passenger vehicle will be re-examined in the first week review of the Road Traffic Act. According to the Prime Minister, Brogard, I'm calling himself Andrew Oles, backtracked the promise to with admittance of the government came after outpouring of disgust and motorists and large section of the public. Mind you, remember me that telling you before, uno them a go pressure people who are put them people in the office, them a go squeeze. So, Holness made a re-evaluation in the statement he posted on Instagram account after the government had observed an increasing criticism regarding the provision, especially since it applies to taxi and other passenger vehicles. No, you drive your taxi and you try to eat a food, you have to put this bumper cloth car seat booster in the back of your car. You can't even load up the car to the maximum capacity. Because you know taxi, yo. Anyway, when we heard that brother say.
That have been raised. First, I want to say that your government pays attention to what you say as the public, and your views inform our action. And all governments try to be, or should try to be, in sync with the perspectives that are expressed by its citizens and try to balance them, even when the perspectives often differ. Having said that, I would also want to express the government's not just concern, but sympathy for those persons who have been inconvenienced in any way by the implementation, the enforcement of the requirements under the new legislation. We gather that there have been some public transport operators who have said that they are unwilling to carry children.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives us a point of entry into the conversation. The objective of the clause, the provision in the law, was specifically to provide for the safety of our children.
Mm.
And as a country, I think all Jamaicans agree that the law should have in it elements that provide for the safety of our children. So I don't think that there is any disagreement there. And anyone who would disagree with that would be totally unreasonable. The question is, does the implementation of this particular provision in the law itself adds to the unsafe environment for children?
Mm.
And for the government, and I'm certain for parents and for the reasonable Jamaicans looking on, what we wouldn't want to happen is for our children to be in an unsafe position because they cannot get access to public transportation. And so the government has to consider this very carefully. The police have considered it very carefully, as well, as there might be other issues of enforcement that they encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And I take note as well that the police commissioner has issued a statement, which essentially is saying that the police will exercise a certain level of discretion on this matter and will police it as it was under the old act. I gather that was the essence of the statement. The current situation with the provision for enforcement of a child restraint system in public passenger transportation in itself needs further review. And we have spent the last hour and a half.
Yeah, me I say, you see them shit when them a bumper clot talk about, them full of blood clot shit. You see all them people that were surround him, many if you see for them car seat when them a car fit them picnic in night. No one see that. All of them look goofies that were surround him. We need to see all of them shit. Crazy. Me I tell you, say the people them we una put in the office, people are say waiting next election, shit ain't gonna change. Nothing not gonna change. Everything are gonna remain the same. It no matter who you put in the office, them people here is just to navigate to know, get to know money, trick you know, fool you know, run election, take on money, and turn this thing into a circus. Trust me, a joke man thing. Trust me. Them people here, politician are biggest bomber class scammers them. Remember me tell you that here, and no matter which part in the world you go, the whole of them are the same thing.
The current situation with the provision for enforcement of a child restraint system in public.
Anyway, that's the same thing. Like me I said before, people, my advice to you, no blood clot vote, a joke thing. No matter which part of the in Jamaica or America, don't waste any time and vote. Because them the oppressors them are them people here I go beat you no down. Them people here I go find you know. Them people here with the other side wanna vote against and have meeting and have brunch and laugh off on you. Anyway, moving forward. So the topic of this was 59 guns found at Montego Bay Wharf. Now, all them find them gun and no people. You know them find them gun here? Them have to find them gun here because somebody tell. That's all the police, the soldier, and all them people are staying in business. People have to tell. The informer them have to say, you know, say, me say such and such and such and such I got the wharf. You understand? I saw the people them know where I go on. People have to inform to keep the police and the soldier them in a business. If a man go get 10, 15, 20 years, I have to tell upon somebody. You understand? Because him not have 10 years in him. Anyway, moving forward. In a joint operation by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JFC, Jamaica Custom and a few other locals, international partner and authorities were able to seize 59 guns at the Freeport Wharf today. That was when the third. The arsenal of weapons consisted of 54 handguns and 5 rifles. Now, them guns, when they find out, go right back in the street. But it just look like the police and the JCF are doing their job. The finds is incorporated to a mixture of 101 rounds of ammunition. The guns finds was described as intelligence-driven operation that saw the previously mentioned collaborators working with that. You know, so them probably could have put all this together and say then find it. You know, that actually makes sense, you know. Coordinately to do a job done. Like, then can just go and just create a site and say then find all of this stuff here. Oh, we're doing a good job. We're keeping the peace. We make sure we're keeping the guns out the street. But the shot of them have some big machine. Them have some machine where can cut car in half. The relevant authorities have recently been making enormous fines. I wonder what them make them find it. The island ports, including drugs and other weapons. Me see a video the other day, the brother have like about $1 million worth of marijuana in him truck. And a nigga they cut left it. You should have called me, probably that delivered film. In a recent videos, officer can be seen loading box of illegal firearms into vehicles so they can be transported. According to the JCF representative, they have also intercepted these elusive illegal trafficking attack, what's it, activists due to their efforts in strengthening the relationship between the police and other relevant entities. He also mentioned that law enforcement are nourishing and building up their intelligence and capability in order to, what's that? Curtail these criminal activities. The representative may note that the investigation into the guns finds is still ongoing, and he believes that with the information they have garnered, it will lead to an arrest and charging of the person related to it. Yeah, we're still waiting for that. We went further to urge the public to give us information about illegal firearms. So then find the gun, but they don't know who the gun them related to. That sound kind of sus. Anyway, firearms can be acquired by law enforcement. law enforcement officer, the representative took the opportunity to commend the participant who aided in the successful capture of the weapon, implored them to continue in their efforts to make the nation safer. Now, this sound that them full of shit, but anything on the set. Anyway, the boy, Jabass, offered bail in a sexual case. So according to the star, well-known social media influencer Nashi Finley, who is more popular known as Jabass, was offered bail in Kingston at Central Andrew Court yesterday, Friday, in a total amount of 600,000. His lawyer, Courtney Rowe, repeated accusation that the 28-year-old was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the alleged incident. The influencer was arrested in September of last year for alleged sex assault of a young woman. His lawyer wrote, who made it to court, that both of the plaintiff and his client had an argument 2 days prior to the alleged assault, and the plaintiff made the reports that his client did it out of spite. After hearing his lawyer's statement, Jabass was offered bail by a judge, what's her name? Jacqueline Wilcott, under the condition that he would not be allowed to visit or seen in the community. So basically, it's like a restraining order where the plaintiff lived, and he had to report to the constabulary Spring Police Station. Jabass, let's hope this is not true, and you can get your name clear up. And if it's true, shame on you. Anyway, thanks again for liking and sharing them and tuning into the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. People, members say, politician, them not there for help you. In so much words. Them act like them a help you. You look like that for face value. But they're not helping you. It's when you watch all of them movies and stuff here with end the world stuff, them things is true. You have the people them are resistant, them are fight against the system. And the system are going to either beat, torture, kill, lock up, and do harm to people. So these movies that you see people are show are things that's yet to come. Politician is never for the people. Like I say, my youth, I want on the average who's order to listen to people who think Irish accent or Jamaican ones. Big up my youth. Big up. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, it's subjective. Yeah, anyway, thanks again for tuning into the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. Please like, share, subscribe, and do remember, tell a friend to tell a friend. And remember, doesn't matter who you vote for, I see a result. Change is not going to come from politicians. Change is always going to come from the people. Remember, we the people. If they're not we the people, them not have no say. So the change have to start to we first. And black people, we need to start work more together collectively and try to have more unity and more respect for each other so we can acquire and achieve a goal. Big up on yourself. Remember to share, all right? Take care of yourself. Be safe.